I just want to welcome you guys to today's training. It's going to be our super quick training. It's day 2 on creating a connection with women, getting us wanting more than just a conversation with you and wanting more of you when you're not even sitting there in front of us. So I just, I feel really fucking bad. I can't interact with you guys because me and Patricia counted it last night. It's like a fucking 45-second lag. And I'm sure most of you don't really think 45 seconds is a long time, but in real time like this, it's really fucking long. So unfortunately, we won't be able to have a back and forth, but come Thursday, y'all will be in that Zoom room with me. It'll be in real time. There won't be any lag and we'll be able to shoot the shit back and forth. But for these trainings for tonight, tomorrow and Wednesday, I won't be able to interact with you guys as well. Yes, please say hi to Patricia. She's here. None of this would be possible without her. Somebody called you Pat. That's so cute. Okay, so for anybody who's new to my trainings or wasn't on yesterday, I'm just going to be super focused and honed in on this one topic tonight. All right. And that's how it was last night. And that's how it's going to be every night. Brand new topic every day where we're going to delve into these key points of interaction that you're having with women out there, to get you comfortable, to get you confident, to get you excited to interact with women by the end of our days together. And today's topic, like I said, it's creating connections with women, because even if you guys get through step 1, a bunch of you probably are already okay enough with approaching. Even if you get through with approaching, you guys who are good at approaching probably know you're not going to get much further after if you don't create a meaningful connection with a woman that makes her feel the need for you and more of you thereafter. And too many men are just led to believe that the way to get women means to like get a rise out of us by like being a dickhead or like standing out from all the other guys out there by looking ridiculous and shit. Excuse me. But the truth is, making us feel connected to you is getting a rise out of us while standing out from all the other guys out there, but in a good way. Excuse me. So like I mentioned yesterday, we now live in an era where we have this paradox of choice, guys. We're all just extremely aware of how many options we have out there, especially when it comes to the men out there for us women. And because we now live in a time where we women are just afforded and capable of partaking of all the luxuries that only a man could have had in the past, I'll tell you right now, we're not far from a time where a single woman could not own her own home and she could not even open a bank account. She needed to be married if she was going to have a home or have a bank account. And that was only overturned in 1974. And some of you might have been teenagers back in 1974. So that wasn't even that long ago, if you think about it. But anyway, I digress. We're now in a time where the only thing, and I say this to my clients all the time, the only thing a man can give us that we cannot give ourselves, that nobody else in our lives can give us, vibrators can't even give it to us, is that feeling. And y'all know that feeling that I'm talking about. And that's the reason you guys are here, is because of that feeling that we all know, that feeling that we all chase. And connection, creating connections is the basis of being able to feel that with anybody you want. And it's an absolute necessity when it comes to making us women want you guys out of anybody else. Okay. But here's the problem. Most dating advice out there, it's geared towards teaching you how to be chosen by women, right? How to show women that you're a man she should want to be with, or like how to prove that you're this type of guy to women. But the truth is, you guys have heard me say it all the time. You deserve to be wined and dined. You deserve to be wanted. You deserve to be proven to as well. This isn't a contest. It's not a race. This is a fitting. Think of it as a fitting where you need to come in as the man you are already and see who and what is a fit for you in your life right now. And who would be a fit for your life moving forward. You know, who is a fit for you right now might not be a good fit moving forward with what you've got planned for yourself. And that's what dating is. And in order for you to determine, who's worthy of you, you deserve to feel connected and chemistry and sparks and all that good shit too. All right. So this is for any guy out there who's probably met a bunch of women and maybe you haven't felt any sparks, or for any guy who hasn't really connected with anyone. But then again, who also probably doesn't even know how to. So by the end of this, you're going to know what a genuine connection even is. You're going to know how to create one. You're going to know how to know when you created one and what it actually fucking feels like. Because a lot of you on here probably don't even know what a genuine connection with a woman feels like. And let's be real, you might not have ever known. And you might, if you never came on today, you might not have never known how to do it. But tonight you're going to fucking know. Let's just say that. Okay, so true to form, if you stay to the very end, I'll fill you in on how we can get this on autopilot as fast as possible so that you're able to create these genuine connections with anyone you meet moving forward, where it's unconsciously ingrained in you and part of your personality, part of your walk and talk, where you're just naturally creating this feeling of connection in any woman who hears you speak. Literally, you'll see why by the end of this, you don't actually need to speak directly to a woman in order for us to feel a connection to you once you got it down on autopilot. Okay, so again, I'm pretty sure all of you guys know who I am, but I don't want to make assumptions for anybody who doesn't know who I am. I'm Jessica J, former marriage and family therapist and Playboy radio show host turned dating coach for men. I started out doing this with pickup artists and other dating coaches. And for the past 10 years, I've specifically helped guys create connections, create chemistry with the women they wanted. But like I said, I worked with a bunch of pickup artists, other dating coaches whose sole focus was like to teach lines and have their students memorize things they could use, or teaching them how to make women feel something or anything whatsoever, without ever teaching any of their students about connections or creating connections. I'm the first person that I know of in this industry who ever talked about creating fucking connections, which blows my mind. And these other dating coaches, these other pickup artists, they were creating these dancing monkeys for men who would do whatever they said, and then they'd all be doing the same exact thing. To the point where one time I was at a club in Vegas, and all bless these guys, I heard one of the girls in a group saying, "Why are all these guys high-fiving us tonight?" And then like another girl was like, "Yeah, you're the fifth guy here who's tried to like spin me when he met me." I was just like, oh God, these poor guys are all doing the same shit that their guru told them to do. But this is why copy and paste approaches don't even work anymore, because every guy is doing it and none of them is sticking out from anybody else anymore. And that's what makes it cliche, and that's what makes it creepy, and that's what makes it cringy, is when you treat every woman you come across exactly the same. But when you genuinely connect, when you're genuinely creating those connections, it's impossible to do that. And that's what I'm going to teach you today, is that main component of my entire system. And how, once you start acting this way, you're going to see for yourself just the knee-jerk emotional reactions you're going to get from women, where our eyes light up, where we like jump up and we're like, oh my God, and we start asking you questions about you, and we start wanting that much more of you, laughing and smiling. And like we talked about yesterday, it's that positive reinforcement to your brain that we need in order to give you that fuel for continuing to interact in this new way that you're now doing, where it's like, oh shit, look at how women are responding to me. This is good. Let's keep doing this. Our brains are that simple like that. It's that easy to change how you do things when you just give your brain the right tools. In fact, my one client commented on my YouTube the other day. He said, "That is the only way I speak now. I'm an absolute monster, Patricia." I forgot to send you that screenshot of what Mark said. But again, it's like, I'm telling you, like that, when you can elicit these feelings and reactions and emotions from any woman, you open doors and you give yourself options and you give yourself opportunities, and it feels fucking liberating for any guy who does it. So yeah, this is what we're going to go over today, guys. All right, so let's get to step one of how to create these connections. Charge Patricia's pods. I'm not sure what that means. Okay, so first things we got to do, there's such a lag, so I shouldn't even bother reading your comments, but I want to read your comments, guys. So the first part of this is connecting to yourself, because what you feel, she feels. How many times have you guys heard me say this? A lot of guys come into their interactions with women thinking like, okay, I got to tell her about me, and then I got to ask about her, where you tell her where you grew up, and then you tell her what you do for work, or you tell her like what you do for fun, and then you ask her where she grew up and where she works and what she likes to do for fun. It's fucking lame. It's really fucking lame. You're just expected to give and gather information. But let me ask you something. How many of you currently feel obligated to list out where you're from, what you do for work, where you're from, what you do for fun? How many of you feel like this is how you're supposed to talk to women? Like this is what you're supposed to be doing when you meet or go on a date? Okay, they're asking if Patricia's using AirPods. Is it because you guys can't hear me? Because I'm the one talking. Patricia, why are they asking about your AirPods? Again, how many of you, that sounds perfect. Okay. Okay. How many of you feel like you're supposed to talk like this? Probably a bunch of you. I saw a yup from Paul, but then again, there's a lag. The problem with this is that you feel obligated and you feel like you're supposed to. And what do I always say about your feelings and interactions? Exactly. They're contagious. If you feel like you have to sit here and do this, it's going to feel mundane after a while. It's going to feel monotonous. And how do you think the woman you're talking to is going to feel if you're sitting here like, I have to fucking do this and this is monotonous? Exactly. She's going to feel the weight of that obligation as well. And if a woman doesn't feel immediately good about you, like we talked about yesterday, she's just going to immediately write you off as someone she doesn't need to be talking to. So what do you do instead of the listing all the things about yourself to see if her list matches with your list? And then that's a connection, right? Wrong. What do you do instead? Okay, so going back to what we talked about yesterday, some of you already said in the chat, you've got to speak from personal experience, meaning in your head, in your body, through your eyes type of shit, where instead of saying, I like to work out, I like to have fun, lame. Instead, connect to yourself by being personal with something like, I got to start a run. I got to start every day with a run. Otherwise, I feel like a loser. Or I'm the type of person where I can have fun sitting in a pile of trash as long as I'm with my best friends, right? Do you guys see the difference? Because when you speak with experience, what you're doing is you're conjuring your own level of interest. Because our number one interest is what again? I can't even wait for you guys to answer. It'll take a minute for you to catch up to where I am, but exactly, our number one interest is ourselves. So if you're speaking from your personal, your human experience, what you're doing is you're inadvertently conjuring up a sparked interest when you speak. And if you feel interested and connected to the shit you're saying, how is she going to feel? Exactly. I'm assuming y'all got this right. So now you guys probably see where I'm going with this if you were here yesterday. But once you present you, when you're connected to yourself, to your thoughts, to your feelings, your experience, the things you see, it's now time to connect to her. So this is the PRS plus Hey. And now we're going to talk about the trading of information versus connecting to one another. So I already talked about how we're not here to compare notes, right? We're not here to be like, tell me the shit that you've done and I'll tell you the shit I've done. Yay, same. No, we're not gonna fucking do that, all right? That's not how a genuinely intrinsic connection feels. And too many men, and I hope my client who I'm making fun of right now isn't on here, but too many men get hyped over, she likes sports, I like sports, I like her. And then they wonder why these women just aren't interested in them. Like, oh my God, we had so many things in common. I don't get it. I want to know, like, how many of you guys have fallen victim to this mentality? Don't be shy. I obviously can't ask you directly, but let's be real with ourselves. How many of you have really fallen for women where you're like, we had the same interest? I don't understand why she doesn't like me. That's fine, guys. It's okay. We're here to learn. But here's the thing. That's not what makes us feel anything for you. That we have similar things on our lists of things, about your list of things about you. I can't feel a connection to anybody based on the fact that we both work from home. Oh, cool. You do the same shit I do. Cool. No, it's just not happening. In fact, I've told this story before about a client of mine who's just so goddamn interesting. I think I told this story like in one of my last YouTube videos. So interesting, traveled the world, speaks several languages, retired by 40, plays several instruments. All my male clients think think that he's like God's gift to women. But every time he spoke to my practice girls, all he did was inspire my practice girls to do the things that he did and to see the places he's seen. None of them felt really interested in talking to him again. They only felt even more interested in the things he's seen and done. So backtrack, most interesting man returns. Now that you guys are talking personally, now that you're speaking from more experientially personal ways, as opposed to talking about the things that you think make you who you are, it's time to connect to her personally. So again, this is a recap from yesterday's perfect formula for approaching women, personal and relevant to the moment. Then how about you? Again, speaking from your human experience and engaging on hers, where you are conjuring your own levels of interest, then connecting her, inviting her to join in based on her human experience. That's where shared feelings come from. And that's where feeling intrinsically connected starts. It doesn't start with, oh, we're both from Jersey. Oh, we both like baseball. It starts with, I feel like my brain is slow because I'm always the last person to get a joke. How about you? Oh my God, I feel like my brain goes a mile a minute. I always say the punchline before they get to the punchline. I'm so bad. Okay, good. You could tell me what the punchline is from now on so I don't look like a jackass anymore. Do you guys see how that connection would be felt as opposed to connecting on you both liking a certain band? I'm going to let that sink in for a little bit. One connection can be felt while the other connection is merely mentally noted and nothing more. But like we talked about yesterday, when you speak from personal experience, we automatically generate interest in you because we can always relate to personal human experience. And if we can relate to you, we inherently become interested in you. And then when you invite us to connect to your personal human experience with a how about you, we women, I want you guys to make note of this. I'm going to say it really slowly so you guys get it. We women, by answering you, are then unconsciously closing that circle of connection around one another, where we aren't trading information anymore because I'm now automatically connecting to you by answering how my experience relates to yours. Does that make sense? Where you're the one who said something personal and relevant, you asked me, how about you? By me merely answering, I am the one who has created that connection, where I felt compelled to answer. And I make all my clients go back to their recorded conversations with my girls to see those knee-jerk responses with women when they say to how about you after a personal relevant statement. Because again, it is in us responding where we've gone and created the connection for us. And for those of you who don't know, I love talking about this psychological phenomenon called cognitive dissonance. It's when we automatically do something behaviorally, where it's, again, knee-jerk responses. You know, I love talking about knee-jerk responses, where we'll have this knee-jerk action. And mentally, later on, when we catch up and think about it, we convince ourselves that, oh, I must have wanted to do it because I've already done it. So by her automatically being like, oh my God, me too, like immediately connecting with you, or like, oh, stop, I'm the same way, or I'm the opposite. When she has that knee-jerk response to you, what happens in our brain is us saying, oh, look, I connected to him. That must mean it's because I wanted to connect to him. And in getting us women to repeatedly and unconsciously connect to you, what you're doing is she's now convincing herself that she's the one who wants to connect to you. And she's the one who wants to keep on connecting with you. I'll tell you guys right now, it's why we women can get so hooked on a guy who does something as simple as relates to us at the grocery store. Or why I can genuinely fall for any guy at the dog park who says some shit like, oh my God, does your dog embarrass you too? Like, I'm in love, fucking marry me. Because it is in those initial feelings of interest from yesterday and in that connection where you start to elicit these emotions within us. And what do I always say in my YouTube videos about what we women chase? We don't chase the things you got on paper, your looks, your money, your cars. It can help, sure, it can give you a leg up because we see it, but we chase how you make us feel, guys. And connecting will make us feel compelled to constantly come back for more of you. I hope you guys are still with me. I can't even tell because of the stupid lag. But anyway, this is then going to bring me to the icing on the cake for your interactions. And that is connecting to the moment. That's get out of your fucking heads and get into us. Please, you know I love that shit. I had to make it dirty. So now something even my own clients struggle with once they get this entire mechanism down is this part. Like, Jessica, what do I do? Just keep PRS plus hanging? What do I do now? It's really cute when they ask that because they're like, do I just keep PRS plus hanging? Like, not exactly, guys, but, but this is where most people now think that, okay, we had a connection. Now we can trade facts about each other. And I'll tell you right now, guys, this is the worst thing to start doing once you've made that very first initial interaction or that initial connection, because who we truly are is gonna come out in the process. There's no need to start listing things about yourself. There's no need to start talking about the things we like, the things we don't like. It'll just happen when we are connecting to one another's experience. I've seen it happen so many times where my clients, bless them, I'm not thinking about like 4 right now, where my clients will create that connection and they'll get that laugh and they'll get that, me too. And then they'll be like, okay, so what do you do for fun? Like, what? What the fuck? Where did you go? I'll tell you guys right now, when you divert away from that connection you've made, what happens is you make us feel like, oh, okay, I guess that was just a one-time thing. Kind of like, the one joke we liked at a comedy show where we laughed and we thought it was good, but then there were no more good jokes. So we're like, all right, I guess it was just that one joke. Fuck this guy. That's kind of like what happens with us. Also, when you drop the connection, I try to hammer this home with all my clients. Some women think you do it on purpose because you don't like us and you don't want to lead us on. I'll tell you right now, there's been plenty of times when I feel a connection with a guy and then he goes on to start talking about something super mundane or asking me random questions. And I'm like, oh, he must have jumped around because he's actually bored, or, he's probably forcing himself to be here with me right now. He's probably thinking about something else. He's not really that interested in me. Because if you give us women time to overthink, we absolutely will. If you get us women feeling interested in you and feeling connected to you, and then you give us a second to fucking think about why you're not connected to us anymore, we're going to be like, it's because he doesn't like me. Give any woman emotions and time to overthink, and y'all will see the fucking devastation we can bring, especially when we feel a connection to you. I always say that. So sorry, I'm yelling. To keep that from happening, to keep from dropping the ball, you've got to hone in on what's currently happening in front of you. You need to constantly relate or not relate to her at the moment at hand. Because like I said yesterday, right now is that place that y'all are in together. If you and I both got stuck in the elevator today, you bet your ass we're bonding most over this shared experience in the elevator right now. So treat the present moment as the elevator you're both stuck in with every woman you speak to. What do we see? What are we experiencing? How are we feeling in here? What do we think about being in here? What else is going on? As long as you constantly comment on that now, whether it's the very last thing she said, this is a homework assignment. I wish my clients were here right now. I don't see anybody. Literally every week, for a bunch of guys, it's go back and fucking just comment on the last thing she said, or whether it's something happening to the both of you right here in this moment. Keeping the now front and center is going to force us to feel connected to you the entire time we're talking to you. And the longer you get a woman feeling anything from you, the stronger and longer she's going to feel it, especially when you're not there with her. Okay, so we're about to wrap up. I just want to recap everything really succinctly because I feel like I threw a lot of fucking information at you guys. And I don't even know what you're saying. I see it, but like, okay, so just a recap of getting a woman to feel that connection to you. And also, guys, for you to be able to feel that connection as well. Remember, I'll always say this is about you being able to get what you want out of this. So first, we got to feel the connection to ourselves. You guys got to feel that connection to yourselves. For those of you who have my Speak to Spark Arousal program, you'll know this as module 5, where I talk about better honing in on your personal experiences. Sorry, I just like fucking inhaled the chicken fingers. So I'm like, I'm sorry if I'm burping. Sorry, module 5, speak more personally connected to yourself. It means conveying what's going on for you on a more personal level, be it in your own head, in your own thoughts, in your body, with your feelings and your actual experiences, or also the things you're seeing for yourself with your own eyes. I always say, I see, I think, I feel. That's how we get to grounding ourselves and being able to speak more personally. Start relaying the world to other people more personally, and people will automatically feel a more personal connection to you without you even trying. That's why we can, and I talk about this in Speak to Spark Arousal, that's why we can watch a movie and never have that person talk to us, never have the main character talk to us, but we still feel a connection because we see the world in their eyes. Okay, so connected to yourself, you're speaking in a way that is inadvertently interesting you more. Because again, when we speak from personal experience, we're conjuring up those feelings that we actually have from those experiences, regardless of how mundane they may be. Now it's time to connect to her on a human level, where she inadvertently creates that connection, closes that circle around by engaging her experience in relation to yours. And at this point, it's just rinse and repeat, guys, relative to the moments at hand, to just solidify those feelings into her brain and her body so that she remembers how you feel in her body once you part ways. So do you guys see why speaking to a woman like this, as opposed to just trading information back and forth, is so much more effective? And do you see how this would create chemistry between two people? I wish we could talk, guys, in real time. Okay, so do you also see, this is the main component, do you guys also see how this is getting a literal rise out of woman, and also how completely unique you could be to her from all the other men out there just by utilizing this new method of communication? And yes, I know I gave a lot to you guys today. Again, it's like I'm trying to teach you piano as opposed to teaching you guitar, or teaching you how to play tennis versus teaching you how to play golf. It does require a bit of practice, making it more of a habit, speaking more personally, engaging on this level. This is the hardest thing for my clients to get. It's the thing we work on the most. And it does take practice in order to get on autopilot. And for anybody looking to do just that, I'm inviting you guys to come onto my masterclass on Thursday. Unfortunately, it is closed door. It is only for the guys who sign up. It's the 3 steps to becoming a natural with women. Oh, good, it's on the screen already, where you can take what I teach you every day, these days together, and get it ingrained in you on autopilot, where it does become unconscious, where it becomes an embodiment of who you are to women moving forward. Again, just like learning how to drive, just like learning how to play the piano, you're going to unconsciously attract women just by the way you walk and talk without having to think anymore, and without having to try, which is the best fucking part. Patricia, I think she's going to put it up in the chat, or it's right there. You can go to the link in the chat. I'm pretty sure the link is also in the description if you guys have it like pulled up on your laptop, or you could just open a new tab, jessicajdating.com/3 steps. Again, I put this exact masterclass on last year, and last year I said I would start charging for it the next time around, and I'm a woman of my word. Because after Thursday, we're going to take all the replay recordings from each of these 5 days, and we're going to turn it into a new coaching program, a digital training program, and sell for $150. But right now, you can get access to the live stream, to the recording if you can't make it, and all the replay recordings from every training we've done this week for just $14.99. And also, because you're going to be getting a Zoom link emailed directly to you, guys, please check your motherfucking spam. If you haven't gotten an email from me, it's in your spam. You're going to get an email from me with the Zoom link, where we're going to be able to interact with each other in real time, not like this. But it'll be me and you guys who are serious about this shit. All right. There's not going to be any trolls. There's not going to be any weirdos, no Debbie Downers, nobody talking shit about me and you. I know you guys get people talking shit to you too. And fuck, if you pay to talk shit about me, I guess it's a win-win for all of us. But either way, it's going to be a closed, intimate group, won't be open to the public. And you guys are going to get all the recordings from this week sent to you after Thursday. Like I said yesterday, these recordings aren't going to be available for public viewing. It's just going to be a part of my new program, and you guys are going to get instant first dibs access on that. Yeah, we're gonna go over all of this on Thursday, though, how to get everything on autopilot. We're going to be approaching and creating genuine connections on autopilot so that it is a part of your personality once and for all. So guys, go get your private access now. It's at jessicajdating.com/3 steps. Is it, Patricia? Oh my God, Justin, I've had more women approach me since I started Jessica's program. I'm so glad, Justin. You don't tell me that. Don't take advice from a feminist. I bet he won't be there. But yeah, either way, you guys now have exactly what you need to create genuine knee-jerk connections with women. Now let's just get to making it unconscious and a part of your everyday walk and talk on Thursday. All right, sound good? All right, guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. I'm sorry we couldn't interact more, directly with one another, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. And tomorrow, I had so much fun writing out tomorrow's training because it's so fucking great. I'm so excited for you guys to see it. We're going to talk about laughing and flirting, and it's my favorite part of the whole process. So again, guys, jessicajdating.com/3 steps. Thanks for coming on tonight. Thanks for bearing with me and Patricia trying real hard to work with the tech issues, and you guys have a good night. Love you guys.